Hello, Markee Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to another edition of the Mailbag. It's a beautiful day today. You can see on the screen there, that is a live shot of my backyard, and it's pretty good looking out there today. In fact, maybe I'm going to have to go out and get out and play in the sun a little bit today. You know, us nerds who don't expose ourselves enough to the sun. I should work on that. So, okay, the first thing that we got here is these are actual messages that are sent to me by you through YouTube, and so you can send me anything. Now, I do have to say that because I've been getting so much crap lately sent to me, that that I have started screening the messages just to make sure that they're okay. And there's a couple of them that, I know you guys put a lot of time into it or whatnot, but they don't fit very well with the show. And so those have been removed as well. And I apologize in advance for those, but please don't write me a novel. I read these on the air, and so if you write me something that's going to take me 10 minutes to read, it's not going to make it on the air. In fact, I may not read it all because I've just got so many messages, even though I can tell that you guys put a lot of time into it, and I do appreciate that, but just how it's working out. So, the first message I got here is from Shafi. I think that I'm pronouncing that right. And he says, "Hey, I love your videos, and I wanted to know your views on gun control." Now, this is a video game channel, but I do realize that there is a lot of a lot of what's on your mind, what you guys send me, is what's in your thoughts right now and everything. And so, and I know in America right now that this is a pretty hot topic. But here's my thoughts on gun control just real quickly. Is that it is not guns that kill people, it is people that kill people. And guns are just one of the weapons, such as, kitchen knives, pickaxes, whatever. Vehicles, running people over. And so, they just happen to be a lot more concealable in your pocket than a car would be. I am not against people owning guns. And I don't own any. Well, actually, I take that back. We have one rifle in the house, but it's not something that we use for protection or whatnot. So, and I don't go out hunting. So, anyway, that is my opinion. Not too much to be said on that. Okay, so Southern 13OI says real life meetup in the future. Hey Markee, I'm a longtime fan of yours, and I've been an avid watcher of your videos and patron of your online business. Well, thank you. I was wondering if you ever had plans of doing some sort of public real-life meetup at a pizza joint or whatever, what have you. I'm sure that your fans would be eager, if not ecstatic, to have a chance to meet you, and I really get FaceTime with you. I'm not suggesting like a hotel conference ballroom, but something simple that everyone can come to. So that's my question. Well, okay, so we did this actually when I first moved to Tampa, and the turnout was less than what the number of people who had said they would come. Now, I'm not opposed to doing that again. And Southern 13, I don't know if you are in the Tampa, Florida area, but at the moment, that's where I'm stationed. So anyway, I'm not opposed to it. Some of you, if you are interested, can get in touch with me, preferably like through Facebook or something like that, and then maybe we could plan something out. I have no problem with meeting up some good pizza, and a drink or two, and take it from there. So, War Z versus Daisy. Let's see here. We're going to go on. We're going to leave the War Z stuff alone. We'll do a special episode just for that. So, let's see. Need your input. Greetings, Markee Dragon. One thing that has made me think is your videos in the past jobs career choices. References video I did called "Do I Regret Leaving My Job to Work Online?" Now, the reason I am thinking about this is because, like you, I love to play games. And previously, as I was studying for my Cert 3 in multimedia, I was privileged enough to work for a small game company. Although the thing that got me thinking is, how did you decide, okay, this is it. This is what I want to do. One reason why is I do not wish to work in the gaming industry is because from what I got told it was hard to get into. I wanted to do scripting, programming. Basically, to the point, I am stuck between the choice of doing something that I love and doing something that isn't so fun, but is a secure job. But the job I want to do, to my understanding, is very hard to get into because working for big gaming companies such as Infinity Ward, Activision, would be very, very hard to get into. Even if it's easy to get into a small gaming company, there would still be a risk not getting much work and projects available. And the small game company closing. What steps do you think I should take before deciding where I want to go? You know, the fact is that there's a saying, and the saying goes that if you do what you love, the money will follow. And so, you know, I can say that that I have. Okay, so at first, some of my first jobs, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I really didn't. I wanted to. How old was I when I figured out that I wanted to do video game stuff? You know, I think that I was probably in my early 20s, and I had played a lot of standalone video games. It wasn't until I was 27 that the first big MMO came out, and that was Ultima Online in 1997. And that was kind of a game changer for me. When I saw that, I knew that that's where I wanted to be. And so I I went and started to work a path on that after I realized that I could make money doing it. And so here's, you know, I didn't just quit my day job overnight. I went in 90, gosh, was that 95, 96? End of 96 is when I first heard about Ultima Online and I first saw the beta. And I owned a business then at that point, and I knew that I wanted to be self-employed. But, you know, when I was already self-employed, I'd given up a good government job. But then after that, I ended up having to get another job again. And the reason is that I was not as successful as I wanted in this computer store after I exited. I made some mistakes here, and I actually went completely broke. So broke that I was hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt from the business and from other loans, and ended up doing bankruptcy. But then I rebuilt after that, and I had some jobs. And what I did was I started working on my own stuff after hours. And it came to a certain point where probably around, in 2000, I was making an enormous amount of money online. And I kept my day job at the same time, and I was making, gosh, 4 or 5 times as much money a month off of my extra stuff than I was at my day job. And that was pretty incredible, but it didn't offer any security. And so you talk a little bit about security, about taking the boring job so that you have the security as opposed to the fun job where you have less security. And so it really is an issue of, okay, how do I mitigate that risk? And one way to mitigate that risk is to take the boring job until you have 6 months worth of income sitting in the bank, and that's income to pay your monthly bills. And then at that point, when you have that amount of money there that you can live off if necessary, you start looking for your dream job. And then if for some reason your dream job goes away, you have that money to fall back on and get another boring job in the meantime if you can't find another dream job right away. And so that is how I recommend doing it. That will mitigate the risk and provide you with the reward. It will take you a little bit of time to get there, but you can do it. Anyway, that's what I think that you need to do, and then you can take those risks that you want to, and all along the whole time you can keep applying to places like Activision and Infinity Ward, the big boys, EA and stuff, but I will tell you that that there's disrupts there that happen all the time. Some of my friends that I know that are in the industry, that it seems like every 2 or 3 years they are moving to a different location. They're picking up their whole household and moving to a different location because the game that they were working on, they're finished with it. It didn't do as well as expected or whatnot, so they have to move on to the next opportunity. And in many cases, that means that you're going to be in Redwood Shores, California, that area which is near San Francisco. You're going to be in LA. You're going to be in the Seattle area or Austin, Texas. And there's a couple of other development places. There's some in Virginia, there's some in North Carolina and stuff, but those other ones are the big ones. The really big ones: Austin, Texas, San Francisco, and Seattle, and then probably followed by LA. There's really that's in my genre, which is the MMOs and stuff like that. There's a lot of that may fit the industry as a whole, but I know that to be true for my genre. So anyway, that is when you can give up your good or your boring job for your dream job. So, okay, let's go on to the next one here, and let's see here. And by the way, if you are watching this live, you can send me messages right now, but I won't be reading them until another episode. And if you are just watching this on YouTube, feel free to send me a message anytime. And I am seeing all of them. I am reading most of them. And most of them are making it onto the show here. So do keep that in mind. Okay, let's see. Let's skip the Warzy stuff. Okay, so hello Marcus. This is from Dracatar. Are you here today, buddy? He's live in the chat room many times. And okay, so hello Marcus. Recently, I've seen people selling virtual legal goods over the internet and then having transactions charged back via PayPal. Is there any way to overcome this? How do you as a business overcome these kind of problems? And why do PayPal, or why do, well, it means why does PayPal hate virtual item sellers so much? Let's see here. Okay, so PayPal is an interesting beast, along with Google Checkout, Moneybookers, all of those. I have done some other videos on this. You can search my channel for the word PayPal. I've talked with this pretty in depth multiple times, but there are some changes in the industry right now, and it's kind of interesting. I'm seeing a lot less fraud attempts in Google Checkout. I think they're doing something good that is working. We have not had a lot of fraud issues with Google Checkout recently. With PayPal, the trick is that if you're going to accept payments, that you got to nip them in the bud on their first attempt, because if they get through and they're successful, then they will keep coming back and keep trying, because once they've had a taste of success, they're going to want more. And that is an issue, because how do you, then you get raked over the coals and you'll take a lot more losses. So there are some very basic things, and we have technology on the back end of our store that helps us with this. We do a lot of electronic fraud checking, including running email addresses against databases for known chargebacks or customer issues, running the IPs for stuff like that. We take a kind of a footprint of someone's communication with us, and they then when they come back again, we see that same footprint. And so if we've busted them originally as a scammer, fraudster, when they come back and they're under a different name and everything, we know it is them. And this is all very sophisticated, and it's something that in my first company we spent well over $100,000 developing just this technology and figuring it all out. Now I have all of that in my head, and we rebuilt it for much, much less in my new store. But it is a big issue, and person-to-person transactions are the ones that are at most risk. There are escrow services out there that will help you with this, but they're also going to charge you like 20%. And in fact, that kind of reminds me that I have been in talks with some game companies about doing middleman services for, they have systems that allow players to do transactions with each other, but some of those transactions don't always fit the model of how to run it through their systems, and their systems can't handle it, and so it actually takes human intervention. And that would be where someone like myself would be a broker or middleman. Our company would then intervene, but those ones are typically a couple $1,000s or more, and in those cases we would probably be taking around 20%, and that may seem like an awful lot, but the risk is very, very high, and there's a lot of things, a lot of work that goes into the background of approving a transaction like that. And not only, in those cases, not only are you protecting the seller, you're protecting the buyer as well. And so the protection needs to happen on both ends, and that is actually more work than just us, selling something online and taking the money in and protecting just ourselves. So anyway, okay, so that is pretty much it for this episode. If you're on Twitch, don't go anywhere, because we shall be right back. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please do subscribe, and you'll have a chance to win one of these swords and or other stuff.
If you made it this far in the video, you may as well subscribe. That's what I want you to do. You obviously liked it well enough to watch it this far. So look at this. This is Frostmourne. This is a Runes of Magic sword. This Runes of Magic sword is one that we're giving away as second prize to one of you subscribers, just for being subscribed. That's all you have to do. Subscribe and accept our messages, or watch our videos where we draw for prizes. So this one is it's a really nice sword. It's signed by some of the American staff for Runes of Magic. And then there's the big boy here. I got it on my shoulder because it's so darn heavy. The sucker is 16 pounds. Look at this. So it's a two-handed sword here, man. This is a beautiful sword. And we're giving this away when we hit 42,500 subscribers. It could be you. So, just subscribe, that's all you have to do. We'll do videos selecting the winners, and we'll send you a message in YouTube as long as you accept it. Just make sure you accept messages from us. To do that, put us on your contact list. And you just add Markee Dragon to your contact list, and then you'll be able to get messages from us, and you'll have 30 days to get back to us when we send you a message. Or if we can't message you, you'll just be on video, and you just gotta watch the video and then contact us. So anyway, if you made it this far, you really should subscribe, and I would appreciate it. So